Hey guys, what's happening? Hey. Hello to everyone out there in Facebook land. Coach Kim here from KimberlyBroom.com. Day 22 of our 30-day video challenge. Moving right along, getting them done. And tonight I'm talking about carbs. So if you guys, as you're jumping on, say hello to me. Even if you're catching the replay, say hey. Let me know that you're there. Let me know that you're catching the replay. Hey John, how's it going? Thanks for tuning in. Hey Joe, how are ya? Good to see you. So tonight, I had a question that came in from a friend of mine over at Coach Kim's Corner. And one of the questions was just a refresher on carbs, just to try to understand what to look for in a carb, because this person kind of, just, it's confusing, right? And it's confusing for a lot of us. So it was a great question. So I figured I would address it tonight. But just what to look for, because she finds herself shying away from carbs. And the thing, I think she is really referring to grains, but maybe if she jumps on, maybe we can clarify. But I'll go through a couple topics, couple different categories I'll hit on. So, hey Joe, hey Mary Ellen, hey Karen, hey Katie. Oh my God, you guys, awesome. Thanks for joining in. Love this. So, your carbs. First of all, you definitely don't want to shy away from them. You totally need carbs. And carbs range, you'll find carbohydrates in everything from like table sugar to tomatoes to white sticky rice to like the chewy like brown rice, right? So like that's the whole spectrum of carbs. And I really think her point was in grain, so I'm going to focus more on that for tonight's topic. But as questions pop in on the feed, maybe it'll take another direction. We'll see where it goes. So first of all, you definitely need your carbs. You don't want to skip them. You need to take them in, but you need to monitor them, and they need to be the right ones for you, right? So we need them for energy, and we need those, for our mental clarity. So your body definitely needs carbs. So I'm not an advocate of eliminating that whole grains, like as a food. I'm not a fan of that. I find when I do skip out on my grains and don't take any in, that's when it kicks up my cravings, and I start to, it really makes it worse for me. And I think a lot of folks would agree with that and find the same thing. So it really actually kicks off the cravings and the munchies. But what happens is carbs, they break down into your body. It breaks down into sugar, right? And we call it blood glucose. And what you want to look for is you want to look for a carbohydrate that breaks down slowly into your system, right? And a great way to do that is fiber, a carb that has fiber in it. Fiber blunts the effects. It slows the release into your system. So rather than like storing it all as fat, if you have a fast release, like a spike in your blood sugar levels, it stores as fat. But if you have the fiber in that, if it's a slower releasing carbohydrate, it will sustain your body and it will release it as energy rather than storing it as fat. So just a little bit of a science back there, background for you. So some of our grains and carbs, some are good for you and some are not so good for you. And a note that even some of the so-called healthy ones, if you notice that when you take them in, you feel really bloated, like fast, you get brain fog, you feel fatigued, you just don't feel right, that you could be carb sensitive, and maybe even the healthy carbs are not good for you in your body, because we are all unique, right? So we all process things a little differently, and if you're carb sensitive, then your body really doesn't process carbs very well at all, and you have to be mindful. Like even beans or brown rice might cause this effect. So you got to know yourself, and you got to stay in tune with yourself. Hey Sharon, hey Cheryl, hey Pam. Oats. Katie, steel cut oats are great. I would avoid the quick, the little packets, because those are loaded with sugar. You get those flavored, you can buy the whole case of them where they have different flavors or whatnot, and the minute ones that you throw in the microwave. I would avoid those. Those are just stripped down and processed. So really, ideally, what you want to look for as far as a grain, you want whole grains that are not processed, in general. Like, let's talk carbs in general, not just grains, but overall, fresh veggies, whole grains, unprocessed, not overcooked, right? Even your overcooked veggies, so those are, you're kind of stripping out all the nutrients there, peeled. So as far as grains, things like brown rice, millet, quinoa are all great choices. Bulgur, steel-cut oats, like I had said, those are great. But again, watch how you yourself, how your body adapts to it. A wild rice compared to a brown rice. I don't, you know what, honestly, I don't really even do much rice, but it's a better choice than the white rice for sure, because the white is processed and totally stripped out. I need to, I guess, throw some labels in the group, Mary Ellen, let's look at it. I think it's a better option than a white, but I think brown might be your best if you're thinking of those three, if that helps. So what other questions do you have? So you have your grains, right? But you also have your starches and your starchy vegetables and even the legumes. So sometimes we need to look at those kind of like our grains, and look at those as our carb. So for instance, we don't want to take in too many beans, so like if you like to have beans and rice, you really want to monitor how much beans and how much rice that you're putting together. You almost need to kind of look at it in that same way, because they're very starchy and the glycemic index on that. Same with like a spaghetti squash, some of the root vegetables there, you kind of want to monitor those as well. Even though they're vegetables, they are your starchy vegetables, so you want to watch how much you're taking in on that note. Hey Diana, how's it going? Jean asked. Ask Jean if that helps answer the question. So, bottom line, the slower they release into your system, the better. So you want a low glycemic type of a grain, right? If you're looking for pastas, whole grain pasta is good. Right nowadays you can find vegetable noodles, you can find bean-based noodles like, quinoa or black bean noodles. So even though I mentioned those are high in fiber, so they help to, they don't release into your system as fast and spike up your blood sugar levels. Awesome. Tell him he's welcome. All right, guys. So that's, I don't see, I'm trying to look for her name. I'm scrolling through. I don't see her. She's not on. I was hoping she would jump on so she could really drill down the questions, drill down and help me clarify exactly what she wants. But if you catch the replay, Janet, and I know you probably will, if you have more questions, if you need more clarifications on this, please ask, because I'm here. Or you can ask in the groups. You're in a couple of my groups already, so you can ask in there wherever you're most comfortable, and we can, continue the conversation like we did last night. We had a great conversation that went on over at Coach Kim's Corner in follow-up to my video from last night, so that was awesome. On the whole probiotic thing, so we had a lot of good nuggets and good tips from everybody, so I love that. And as usual, we will continue the conversation over at Coach Kim's Corner, so you guys are welcome to join me over there. I hope I answered everything. I hope I talked in a flow that made sense to you guys. If there's any other questions, speak now before I sign off, but I'll come back and I'll read through, so feel free to throw them in. All right, guys, remember, as you're watching the replay, hop on, say hello, let me know you're catching the replay, and I will see you tomorrow for day 23. All right, bye.